Hey, it's Woog, and in this series, we're going to hit the individual categories, predict winners, predict our winners, while discussing the Grammys, its history, and its politics as we near the date of the ceremony. So what is Record of the Year? Is it an album? Nope. It's the finished and fully produced track, and all that includes. This is awarded to several people: the performer, the songwriter or songwriters. Sometimes the performer is also the songwriter, sometimes they're not. Most of the time, the performer plus one or more are credited as the song's songwriters. Regardless, they're all awarded in this category, as are the producers, the recording engineers, mixers, mastering engineers. Recent winners of this award include Adele, Hello, Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk, Sam Smith's Stay With Me, and Get Lucky by Daft Punk, Pharrell, and Nile Rodgers. Let's get into it. Childish Gambino dropped a timeless hit out of nowhere, a soul classic. An actor, rapper, and now Emmy Award-winning TV producer, Just Marvin Gaye on the track, and everyone was grooving to it. It peaked at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100, and although it's triple platinum, that's 3 million purchases or streaming equivalent. Redbone was kind of a sleeper hit, a cultural classic, strengthened by the movie feature for Get Out and a few stunningly good live performances. I say stunningly because it's usually a higher level of scrutiny and skepticism when someone who's not seen as a singer, say an actor or a rapper, tries to actually sing, and Gambino knocked it out with style. And although the vocals on the song sound so well produced and possibly affected electronically, there's actually very little studio magic with the vocals here, according to Gambino. This song was co-written and co-produced by Ludwig Göransson, that's Gambino's longtime musical partner. Despacito by Luis Fonsi, featuring Daddy Yankee, and a remix including Justin Bieber. The biggest pop song of the year, one of the biggest pop songs ever, the most viewed YouTube video ever, first to reach 3 billion and 4 billion views. It's the most streamed song ever. It topped the charts at number 1 in 47 countries and the top 10 in 10 other countries. The Story of O.J. by Jay-Z. I thought this song was pretty groundbreaking. I did an earlier video on Jay-Z kind of redefining the old rapper, and in The Story of O.J., I almost feel like we should be invoiced for the consultation he's providing here. It's a dope song produced by No ID, where he's given the listener sound financial acumen, sound financial advice, kind of raising the bar on how a lot of rap culture has traditionally looked at money and offering new insights. By the way, as a side note, Jay-Z must really trust the hell out of Gimel Keaton, aka Young Guru, the engineer mixer who's worked with Jay-Z on the Blueprint 1, the Blueprint 2, the Blueprint 3, the Black Album, and now 444. He basically records and mixes most of Jay-Z's songs. Young Guru. Now this song wasn't a commercial hit. It peaked at number 23 on Billboard, which isn't nearly his highest chart performance, but then again, this song doesn't really sound like a single. It's a good album cut, although it does feature a very creative video. There was such a big marketing push with this album and its songs, which is likely what caused The Story of O.J. to even crack the top 40. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have been very high sought after or demanded by the younger audience. With that said, it's one of the best songs on the 444 album, and its lyrics are as clever as ever. But again, when you think of a hit single, you picture Big Pimpin', Empire State of Mind, Give It To Me, Dirt Off Your Shoulder, Run This Town, and so forth. This is a big departure from that, and if you look at the past winners of this award, it's kind of tough to imagine The Story of O.J. finding its way onto that list of hit records. Humble, Kendrick Lamar's first and only number 1 Billboard single, surprisingly. He's more critically acclaimed classic album heartstopper than he is chart topper, more Nas than Jay. With that said, this damn song played all over the place, all year it seems, with that No Limit sounding beat. Doesn't that sound a little like a Master P-led Beats by the Pound beat? I always thought so. Definitely different from most of the work by that super producer Mike Will Made It, who's totally killed it for the past 6-7 years, by the way, with Formation by Beyonce, Everything by Ray Shremmerd, We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus, Pour It Up by Rihanna, Body Party by Ciara, Bands That Make Her Dance by Juicy J, Ain't Never Tell No Lie, that's 2 Chainz and Drake, Lamborghini Mercy by Kanye and the Good Music All-Stars, Future's early hits like Turn On The Lights, that's all Mike Will Made It. But yeah, Kendrick gets down on this. I don't love the song as much as I do other singles from him like King Kunta, High Power, Backseat Freestyle. But to be honest, I think I'm just realizing that I don't love Kendrick's singles in the context of singles, where it's just hit play, boom, song plays. As much as I do Love the songs in the context of the whole album, where you just go from track 1 and let the narrator/author take you through the entire journey. With that said, Humble's cool and it was mega popular, especially among the woke. Kendrick's almost like a Langston Hughes in terms of what he represents in his handling of his gifts and his craft. He's very, very symbolic, very, very relevant, and yeah, deserves this nomination. 24K Magic by Bruno Mars. Bruno's been on a run. Matter of fact, he won this award with Mark Ronson with Uptown Funk just 2 years ago. Now this song, the lead single and title track from his third album, actually felt like an extension of Uptown Funk, but with more of an 80s vibe instead of a 60s or 70s vibe. But it'd be kind of lazy to just paint this song with the, oh, it's a nice throwback type of brush. Like if someone says that Leon Bridges is a Sam Cooke throwback. It wouldn't do Bruno Mars' nuance and innovation any justice to call it that, because the energy on this song is unique, as are some of his vocal stylings. Now of course, everything is a derivative to some extent. You could always look at an artist and point to an influence, and Mars, like most artists, is as much a fan and a music connoisseur as he is a creator. The single, 24K Magic, hit number 4 on the charts, and wasn't as commercially successful as the number 1 hit that followed, That's What I Like. But this is the one that's up for Record of the Year Grammy, while That's What I Like is nominated for Song of the Year award. Nonetheless, this song was hot, and it was a hell of a way for them to kick off the album of the same name. Mars and Shampoo Press and Curl, that's Mars' band of producers and musicians, which includes Mars himself, they did their thing on here. Who do I want to win versus who do I think will win? I love to see Childish Gambino win it. I still think it would be cool if Kendrick won it, but I think that Despacito's is the most deserving of the win here and will win. I mean, with the success that that song had, how can they not win? I feel like we could potentially see a Kendrick upset with Humble if this is just one of those years where one artist just gets that Michael Jackson, Adele, Beyonce, Lauryn Hill love across the board and wins about every category that they're nominated in, but I really don't think that you could do that here with how big Despacito's is, here and around the world. This has to be Despacito's by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee, featuring Justin Bieber on the remix.